the channel. Today I got 2 cacti, a little prickly pear and a gray ghost organ pipe cactus. I'm gonna plant them in these 2 pots that I got from Target. I'm adding cactus soil, mixing it up with some native desert soil. So now let's go ahead and plant this little prickly pear. These are some pads that broke off that I'm gonna bury so that they can start their own roots. Check out this little rhinoceros pup that I found in one of the pots. So cute. Now let's focus on this gorgeous bluish gray ghost, the organ pipe cactus. Hopefully they'll survive without much help from me. There's the little rhinoceros pup. I stuck it in this pot since the other one already has the 2 pads that broke off. I'm loving how they look in these concrete pots. Let's figure out where in the front yard I'm gonna be putting these. Let's go. I decided to put them on my front porch at the edge of the concrete so they can get the full sun from morning till evening. And I'll figure out later on where I want to, plant them permanently. Yes, my yard needs some serious weeding. I gotta get to that. But for now, let's take a little trip to Home Depot. Look at these trees that I found. I found the perfect trees that I want to add to the front yard. Not those, the ones behind. Olive trees. Gorgeous silver leaf olive trees. These are fruitless. So I went ahead and ordered them. And now they are delivered. Gorgeous for the desert. That's one. I'm gonna be putting it right there. I put a little rock to mark the spot. I went ahead and weeded the area where the trees are gonna go. There's the other one on the other side of the house. I also marked a little white rock where I want it to be put. It's the end of March. My good friend came over to help me, so let's get this first tree planted. I loosened the root ball to free up the roots. We're working with some heavy clay soil here, so I'm gonna mix in some of that leftover cactus soil. The trees in the ground, and there it is. Isn't it gorgeous? Positioned exactly where I want it. I decided to exchange the second tree for this multi-trunk one. It's a lot fuller and has better growth direction. The other one was growing sideways. I'll put a picture up to show you. Here I'm just pruning off some stems that are growing too low or crisscrossed. Now this tree was a little overwhelming. I've never really pruned a tree before and I didn't want to take off too much but not take off enough. So I'll just do a little cleanup. We are having some spring showers today in the desert, which is always nice, and my tree is getting a good drink of natural rainwater. It's now the beginning of April, and with the ground nice and moist after that rain we had yesterday, my very good friend has returned to plant the second tree for me. Root ball loosened up, placed in the ground in the perfect position, and done. Let's get it watered in because I don't think it's gonna rain again anytime soon. I went ahead and removed some of the smaller trunks that were growing in between to prevent overcrowding, staying with what will be a beautiful 3-trunk olive tree. It's the end of April, and my neighbor was kind enough to give me some cactus cuttings from his yard to add to my landscaping. So I got this cute little bunny ears cactus, which will grow into a nice low cluster, as you can see in the picture. I'm planting it at the edge of my house right before the fencing starts. I think it'll fill in this space just nicely. I also got this very large prickly pear opuntia and planted it right below and center to my 2 front windows. We're now in May, and I'm just out here adjusting these stakes my friend placed here for me the other day. We have some strong 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts coming our way, and I want to make sure my newly planted young olive trees are safe and secure. For these 2 potted cacti, I'm just going to drag them out this way to frame the garage. It's a bit plain on this end anyway. Let me remind you of how it looked before the weeding and planting. Now, I didn't weed everything, just the invasive plants and grasses. I left the native plants to grow in. Being that the after from this point will be about 2 months later, you'll see the native plants that I'm talking about. And here it is, clean and clear. Just a few native plants at random, which will eventually fill in over time. The olive tree's silvery green foliage looks so good against the white backdrop of the house. These 2 cacti I planted in these concrete pots add symmetry, framing the garage. And I'm loving these pops of native apricot mallows blooming all around. This large opuntia adds shape and boldness to the yard, as well as the little bunny ear cactus. And here we have some native rubber rabbit brush growing next to one of the olive trees. These trees frame the house so beautifully. Here's another blooming mallow. Love the orange flowers. Now this is just the start. This front yard is a work in progress. I will be adding more little by little. Update coming soon. Speaking of updates, here's a little one. It's been a couple weeks and my cacti are in bloom with these gorgeous yellow flowers. Isn't that pretty? The pops of color these add is just so needed. So cute. Okay, well, talk to you in the next video. Take care. Bye now.